Right, so I feel like I've done a poor job of actually demonstrating this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to land now. Okay. I'm going to land now. This is while I'm recording, so I might get a bit distracted. But people seem to think that this is a skill issue. The demonstration I used was landing and things like that. But throughout this video, I'm going to show you other examples. So this microphone's actually messing up my head tracking a bit. Let me reset it. There we go. So we'll get our landing position or landing pad if it wants to show itself. Did I actually do it? The reason I do it that way is because it's on F1. Oh, I have. Okay, so I don't like to press F11 for the comm link directly, just so in case you're wondering why I do it that way. But this is now gimbal mode. Okay, so I have full control. I know exactly what my ship's doing, right? It allows me to control the ship with thruster velocity, like changes if I need it. But you can see here, this level of control is something you can't do with any other technique. If I tried to do fixed flight like this, I'd 100% just be all over the place. I wouldn't have this level of control. I can look down a bit if my head tracking will work. And you can see my my thruster velocity now. I'm not actually sure if I'm lined up. Am I lined up? Which way is it? This way. You can see my thruster velocity is at 48%. So I need to go this way a bit. My thruster velocity 48%. So this would be really hard to control in a fixed gimbal mode. But as you can see, because I've got full control and awareness of what's going on, I can now just... I don't have to come out, but I can do. I'm using my thruster acceleration to descent now, because I know I'm perfectly lined up, and I can even slow it down to a nice little touchdown like that. Okay, so this is how I know how to fly. Okay, so you can stop saying it's a skill thing or it's something to do with that, because I know how to fly. And the gimbaled mode that I've just shown you, where you can see where your aim is. See this? You can see you can counter movement. It's not just landing and taking off, but that's this demonstration. I will now do a demonstration with fixed. See, this is already a more cautious descent. I'm already getting a bit of rocking. I mean, I'm doing alright so far though, I must say. This could be worse. So it's at these points where you get this trying to get the right. If I start lowering what I normally do is go to about 50%, and now this is really messy now. See, I'm trying to get this steady. I don't know where the mouse is, so you see me going up and down constantly, doing this balancing act, basically trying to get this how I want. I'm trying to get it to 0, but because I don't know where the mouse is, it's kind of a mess. See, now I don't know what's happened. I must have clipped something. Honestly, I don't know. See, this is what happens. And if that was
down. Weapons system down. Flare selected.
If this was gimbaled, I would have been able to correct that. But I literally had no clue what's going on, to be quite honest. And that's a fucking prime example. That's just a prime example right there. Perfect example. I don't even know how that happened, but I couldn't correct it because I didn't know where my mouse was, so there was no correction. There was zero opportunity to correct. Like, now I'm back in gimbals. I mean, like, I don't think I can actually do anything now. I seem to be stuck or something. If I could get free, it would be helpful. Most likely, I'm now in gimballed, so I'm going to be able to control this probably. So you can see, like, I've got so much better control again. And I'm just going to come down in gimballed now, because there's no more swaying. No more of this swaying business, because you know where your mouse is. I don't actually know what happened there, to be honest. Like, what did it catch on? Because I was so far forwards. And then I can center it, look, and just come down. Like, this is just stuff you can't do in fixed mode. Like, I don't have my landing gear down. You can't do this in fixed. Like, it's really just a real mess. And that was a perfect example, basically, of what I mean. Right, so I lost an engine in that last landing, but it doesn't change the demonstration here. As we can see, we're on 100%. I mean, I'm gonna turn off my head tracking because it's just not working properly at the moment. I'm on 100% thruster acceleration now, okay, and I'm going to show you the difference between gimbaled and fixed, which this is fixed, okay. See already, I can't keep it steady. Right, so here's left, and there's the control. Back again. I overshot, but I can see how I overshot and I can correct, okay. Mainly because I can't really see this with the light. Oh, now I'll go to the left. Correction, stop, okay. Right, correction, stop. Okay, so that's a demonstration. Now we'll do fixed. So I'm going to the right, and now I'm coming back. Actually, I should have stopped, but I just don't. Okay. Okay, so I've got it to stop, and then I'll go to the right again and actually try and stop over here. And I think someone has just crashed. So hover mode, controls, probably a mouse user. See how much longer it takes to actually correct this. Like, I'm doing my very best here to do this correction, but it's like really not easy just to get it to stop. See that? And I'm also going to show you now the difference between 100% thruster acceleration and, let's say, 50% thruster acceleration. This should be enough to maintain altitude. Let's just put it to 57 or something. There shouldn't be much decrease. Now again, I will be going left and right. Now you'll notice this is basically making this ship even more lethargic in its movement. Okay, so we'll go right. Look how much longer it takes, and then I need to correct that. So I need to go way over here to correct that. See that? And then going back to center, my correction is over here. Like, it's hard even with gimbal. See, there's the correction. And now I will do it with fixed. This is where it gets really bad, because I can't, even the up and down I'm struggling with here, see? So this is, I can't get this steady right now, like, because you're just constantly doing catch up until you get to a point where you've stopped it. And now back to the middle. And again, I'm trying to already counter. There's some up and down movement. Like, the camera does seem to do, you kind of get some camera movement, I've noticed, but it's not helping, you know what I mean? Like, there's still this swaying back and forth, and then going to the left with fixed. And this happens in any direction, and it happens with just any flight. Or any flight, like, just even if you're like doing a circle strafe and then back to the middle, it's just way worse. Okay, so then back to gimbaled. Here, look, you've just got wherever you want to stop, look, counter correction, and it's just done, stopped, dead steady. This is basically what I'm trying to say. Now I'm going to go and fly somewhere, so I'll be back in another clip. Right, so now I'm demonstrating the gimbaled flying. Okay, so this is just low altitude flying. You can see me doing, even now you're seeing me doing micro adjustments to the visual aid that I have with the gimbaled aiming sight. You can see that I can maintain speeds because my roll and my movement of the ship is all in unison to maintain the speed. So you can see that I'm maintaining a fast speed while low altitude turning and things like that. Here my engine's overheat, so I have to, even with an engine overheat and loss of power, I've got full control over the ship, and you can see just constant adjustments around that center point. And then I'll come into just a landing, like a very stable, controlled landing, not any like shake or anything. And there you go. Now we have fixed flying. You'll see my speed is instantly lower. Like, I can't maintain. I don't know whether it's because I can't visually see where my mouse is and I'm overturning or underturning. There's a lot of micro adjustments that stop it being such a smooth flight. And there's a lot of jolting and just even trying to do the roll to get, you know, when you're flying, you have to make your roll kind of work with your direction, and all of that becomes very difficult, and you just find yourself not able to maintain a smooth flight. You know, you get there's lots of just micro adjustments that you don't really want to have to be doing, like lots of up and down, left and right, and you can't really control your roll. You know, so this is basically all I've been wanting to demonstrate, so I hope I've done that now, and I hope you can see that there is a problem there. So I'll give you a bit more Gimballed Flight mode just while you're listening to the final thoughts. So my final thoughts on this is there's a clear indication that they need to just add a mouse cursor indicator for every flight mode, including when weapons are turned off. Just let mouse users have the same input as joystick users have, except visually. Joystick users have a physical understanding of where their direction is. They also have a visual one if they decide to look where the joystick is, but they obviously don't do that. But mouse is in fixed mode. You have nothing. You have literally nothing. It's guesswork, and all they need to do is just add this. It's basically the same as what is in the gimbaled mode, but just maybe a different indicator, like a little arrow, which changes its direction based on where it is. You know, so just something basic that gives you an exact representation of where your mouse is in relation to the center point of the ship, and we won't have any problems. So thanks for watching this very boring, long-winded video, but I felt like I had to make it just to explain exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, thank you.